You can't. It's definitely a Garth Snow move, but I'm going to trust the process, as Philadelphia would like to say.
Here is
there is no process, man. It's the Islanders.
I know.
You've seen it. There's no rhyme or reason to any of this.
Here is what I'm thinking. I'm thinking that, first off, this is a Barry Trotz-led team, so they're going to play hard. They're not a playoff team, but they are going to play hard. They're not going to lay down and die.
Absolutely.
They're going to be the worst team in the NHL.
But
you really think so?
Yeah.
But they
tell me any roster that is worse than theirs.
Arizona Coyotes.
No, Coyotes at least have a goalie. Islanders don't.
I don't think any roster is set right now. To be honest with you, I don't think any of them is fully set. Like, teams are still making moves.
Yeah,
so you're saying that a team right now will be worse than the Islanders?
No, I'm not saying
from
that
the start of the season.
I'm not saying that they're going to be the worst team in the NHL. I think they're going to be pretty bad.
They're going to be.
I don't know.
Below
they will
average.
be the worst team in the NHL, and they will miss out on Jack Hughes. That's my bold prediction.
Yeah, because of the stupid lottery. But honestly, like here's what I'm thinking about when I'm looking at this on the roster. I'm looking specifically at Clutterbuck, Johnston, Komarov, Kuhnhackl, Matt Martin. Basically, we're going to beat you up so bad and hope you don't score goals until Belmont comes around. We're just gonna we are gonna grind you out. We're gonna punch you in the face a lot. Our penalty minutes is gonna light up the scoreboard. But like that.
They're gonna play undisciplined hockey, is what you're telling me.
No, they're just gonna play like they're gonna be. I'm not calling them like the Broad Street Bullies, but they're
gonna be jerks.
Yeah, they are gonna be jerks. They're just like
because that's how I want my team to be. Instigators. Yeah. I want them to be jerks. I mean, come on. I don't understand what Lamoriello is doing. I have seen so many people. One of the head honchos of the Islander Booster Club sent out one of the most infuriating emails I have ever seen after John Tavares left the Islanders.
What did he say?
I won't say who sent it. Let me see if I can find it exactly. I will read it verbatim. I don't think I have it still.
Was it like
it was the most infuriating thing. I won't say who he is because I actually like him. He's a good guy. But the guy is drinking the Lou Lamoriello Kool-Aid. Tell me anything that Lou Lamoriello has done that would make you believe he's the right guy for the Islanders.
I mean, I guess the only thing that people have for him is that he's a Hall of Fame general manager. He knows what he's doing, but the counter to that
he doesn't know what he's doing.
But hold on, but the counter to that is it's a different game. It's a different style of game, different players, different styles of game. Look, I mean, again, a part of me thinks that some of these moves, not all of them, would have still happened if John Tavares stayed. That's just my opinion.
No, I could see that. I agree.
Other than that, you have cap space. I mean, you just...
And they're wasting it like they always do.
They do.
I don't know.
It's the same old thing.
Who else is out there, though?
Here's the thing. Eric, you just brought up, actually, a very good point. After John Tavares left, this is what I wanted the Islanders to do. Call every general manager out there and say, everyone on our roster is available, not named Matthew Barzal, Anthony Beauvillier, and Ryan Pulock. Everyone is available. Why are they trying to put together a competitive team? They're not going to be good. Their first line is going to be horrendous. Their second line's horrendous. Every single line on that team is horrendous. They are the worst roster in the NHL. And I've seen this movie before. They try to cobble together a team that may sneak into the playoffs. It's the same movie. It's exactly what Snow did. Lamoriello is no different than Snow. It's useless. It's a bunch of nonsense. They have no defense. They have no goalie. They have no scoring. They'd have been better off just blowing up the team.
I mean, they gave a chance to Robin Lehner. I'm not calling him Billy Smith, but they gave him...
How do you think Robin Lehner is going to do?
I don't know. It depends how the defense is.
No, give me your prediction. Don't hem and haw. Give me your prediction.
I'm not. I don't think the defense is set. I think he'll be serviceable. I really do. I don't think... Look, he's a freaking madman, Robin Lehner. He's got a neck tattoo. What are you up to? But, look, all kidding aside, I think Robin Lehner is, maybe not an upgrade from Yaroslav Halak, but...
He's not.
He's
rather have
He's
Halak.
a downgrade. I wish they never got rid of Halak to Boston. That really
I'd have rather had Halak than Lehner. I do agree with you there.
I don't know how they're going to do. You say that they're going to be the worst team in the NHL? Maybe.
Tell me any team that's worse.
I don't know, because none of the rosters are specifically set. I'm not going...
But, Eric, I can say with confidence that the Islanders are the worst team in the NHL. And I can also say with confidence that the Maple Leafs are the best. Stop hemming and hawing and give Give me a concrete answer, please.
I don't think they're going to be as bad as we think, but they're not going to be good.
And why do you think that?
Because I generally think with the Barry Trotz-led team, because of course...
The coach can only do so much,
I understand.
Though.
Let me finish.
You could put Scotty Bowman behind the bench for this team, and they'll still be the worst team in the NHL.
I understand that. Obviously, they're not going to light up the scoreboard. They lost that. He went up north to Toronto. I understand that. But you still have a young group, like a young core of guys here, like Matt Barzal.
Do you see any similarities from this team to the 09 team when they brought in Tavares? They tried to sell us all on Tavares and Molson and the youth movement that they had there, and it failed.
Well, they did try and sell us on Tavares, and eventually it did work out because look at what Tavares turned out to be.
In all actuality, it failed. They only won one playoff series with him.
I understand
that. The youth movement failed.
It did.
You guys need to stop making excuses for the Islanders.
I'm not making excuses. I'm not
talking to you specifically. I'm talking to the Islander Booster Club. I'm talking to the Islander fan pages out there that are looking at Lou Lamoriello as the second coming of Bill Torrey. This guy is worse than Snow. As of right now, I would rather have Garth Snow than Lou Lamoriello. As of right now, I would. Because he wouldn't have signed this guy, Jan freaking Kovar. I don't know who this guy is. He's my second-line center.
I saw that. I had no idea.
Eric, text Eleanor right now.
You know what's funny?
Tell her to tell me everything about Jan Kovar.
I asked her when the signing became official. Here's what she said. I'm just going to read it, so let me finish before you jump down my throat in terms of her. He's not a bad player, but he's never played in North America. He's either been playing in the Czech Republic or the KHL. It'll be a big adjustment to playing hockey here because it really is completely different. That's number one. And I said,
smaller ice.
Smaller ice.
And I said, I believe his deal is 1 year, $2 million, which it was.
Good job.
Honestly, $2 million is a lot for a player who's never played here before, but they have the cap space, might as well use it. So I asked her, but they can cut him loose by training camp if it doesn't work out. Then she said if they want to, but I don't see it happening.
Okay. So, did you ask how he'll do as a second-line center?
I asked
because
her...
you do know that if the season starts tomorrow, he's the second-line center.
I know, and it's scary.
And Phil Peel's the third-line center, and there's no room for Nelson. There's no room for guys like Johnston, who I do like. He shouldn't have gotten a 4-year deal, but I do like Ross Johnston.
I would have signed him for 2 years.
I'd have done one, to be honest.
I was debating between 1 or 2 years, but
if it was 2 years or $2 million, I wouldn't have been upset.
No,
I've
been okay with it.
Here's why I'd have been upset, actually. I'd have been upset because they traded for Martin and there's no room for him.
Exactly.
And I've seen this movie before. They keep bringing in guys with no room to play. These guys are going to be playing for Bridgeport. I don't care. Can you improve the NHL roster? If you're going to try to cobble together a team that can limp into the playoffs, how about you do it right? How about you try to replace Tavares? How about you trade for Artemi Panarin? How about you trade for Erik Karlsson? At this point, why not? You've proven to me that you want to win now. For better or for worse, that is what you want to do. It's going to fail. I understand that. But go all in if you're going to do it. It's what Snow never did. And that's what Lamoriello needs to do. That's all it is. I'm telling you, as of right now, I would rather have Garth Snow than Lou Lamoriello.
If it makes you feel any better, I don't know if Lamoriello's going to make it through his whole contract.
I hope he doesn't.
He might fall through, and we might not see him in
Lamoriello stinks. Everyone loves him because of what he did in Jersey. The last Stanley Cup, I was still sucking my thumb and watching Barney. And you're trying to sell me on this guy? It's a bunch of nonsense. God almighty, do I hate this team. The Blues, a functional team, re-signed Dmitry Yashkin to a 1-year deal worth $1.1 million. Eric, is there room on that Blues bandwagon for me?
Look, again, if I saw this team a lot more in terms of the St. Louis Blues, it would be easier for me to get into them a lot more than I already am into them. But you know what? They're going to be a fun team to watch this year. They're
going to make the playoffs, unlike the Islanders.
They upgraded the roster immensely. Dmitry Yashkin is a guy, to me, that really gained his power play minutes. Mike Yeo has entrusted him on the power play unit for St. Louis. He will probably be in the he will probably be in the bottom 6. And according to the Daily Faceoff, which gives me the lines as currently constructed of what it could be, and if you'll indulge me, it would be Robbie Fabry, Robert Thomas, David Perron, who can't stay away from St. Louis, Dmitry Yashkin, Ivan Barbashev, and Nikita Shoshnikov. Those guys are very serviceable right now, and honestly, if I have to look at these bottom 6 guys right now, Robbie Fabry is the last. He's basically the odd man out. He can't stay healthy. He's got injured in the same spot maybe 3 times. 2 times it was season ending, and you know what? He's just not that good. I'm sorry, but you know what? The Blues really made up for it by getting massive depth at center with Ryan O'Reilly and Tyler Bozak. So this team honestly just killed it this offseason. And that was a team from the beginning that I thought was going to be in the Tavares sweepstakes since they lost Stanley. It was a Tavares-sized hole.
I agree with you.
Yeah,
you have faith in Jake Allen?
Look, I'm going to be honest with you. Carter Hutton went to Buffalo, and I was incredibly upset.
Didn't they replace Hutton with someone, though? Didn't they sign someone?
That is a great question. I'm not sure.
I think so.
Matt, can you do me a favor? Can you look it up?
I'm not sure, but the playing time that Carter Hutton got, he was better than Jake Allen. So
yes, he was.
So the answer to your question is no, unless the defense gets better for St. Louis.
Okay. That's fair. Speaking of the Blues, they signed Patrick Maroon to a 1-year deal worth $1.75 million last year for the Oilers and Devils. He had 43 points in 74 games. Eric, what do you think of the deal?
Great move. It's an absolute great move, and I'm going to tell you why. He had multi-year deals on the table. He's from St. Louis. He gave the Blues a hometown discount, and this move is kind of like a why not kind of move. He's a veteran guy. He can put points on the board. He can score. He's a very nice player. He's probably going to fit on either the second or third line, so automatically you're putting him in, and you know what? It's just a great move to me. Like the Blues, like you said, they're probably going to make the playoffs this year because last year they got embarrassed. At one point, they were one of the best teams in the Western Conference.
If they didn't trade Stastny, they'd have made the playoffs.
At that time when they traded Stastny, they were on the outside looking in. So to me, they mailed it in, and I don't blame them because if they got into the playoffs instead of the Avalanche, they would have been knocked out in the first round.
Yeah, but you still want to make the playoffs and give the young guns that you have that taste of the playoffs. I like this move for the Blues. Patrick Maroon is a very good player. And you know what? I'll say it again. The Blues are a team to watch in the Western Conference. I got to ask my dad for the NHL login information.
Again, you don't have to do that.
You know I'm going to, though.
I know.
The Sabres gave Ryan O'Reilly to them.
But tell me the Blues goalies right now.
The Blues goalies.
That's important.
Hold on.
Let me find that out. I got it.
All right. You're listening to Beyond the Game on the Voice of Nassau Community College, 90.3 WHPC. We are live twice a week, Tuesdays at 5 p.m. and Fridays at 3 p.m. I am Jacob Volk, sitting across from me, Eric Fischetti and Matt Charkowick. Number to call if you have something on your mind
I got it.
is 516-572-7440. Also, you can call that number and win a pair of tickets to the Long Island Duck game on Monday, July 30th at 6:35 p.m. at Bethpage Ballpark in Central Islip. I'll give the number again. It's 516-572-7440. Eric, give me that.
Former Islander, Chad Johnson.
Oh, is that who they signed?
yes.
They signed Chad Johnson?
You know, if you ask me, I like Doug Armstrong. I think the guy's a madman. The guy really, put his head into gear this offseason for St. Louis. He really made a splash by getting David Perron again.
And Bozak.
And Ryan O'Reilly, which now I'm coming around to it. I like Tage Thompson. I thought it was the right deal without them giving Kyrou Thomas. But I think the goalies took a hit. I actually think the goalies took a hit. I think that's honestly the only blemish that they have. I'm not a fan of Jake Allen. I think he's okay at best. I've seen what Chad Johnson can do on the island. Again, okay at best. These are like,
was good with the Rangers.
He was a decent goalie. He's still pretty good.
He was. I think the Blues right now are a better team with Chad Johnson on it than he was with the Rangers. But you
guys will be fine. Don't worry. You guys will be fine.
you guys, it's like you say, like it's my team.
They are.
Yeah, sometimes.
I guarantee you will be following the Blues more than the Islanders this season.
I honestly think it'll be 50-50.
It'll be 51-49 at least to the Blues. I guarantee it. The Golden Knights re-signed Colin Miller to a 4-year deal worth $15.5 million. Last year, he had 41 points in 82 games. What do you think of the deal?
Great move.
It is a great move.
Absolute great move. And I've said this from the beginning. I know, Matt, that you weren't here for that, but I'm a really big fan of chemistry and veteran leadership. Now,
that's why I'm a Golden Knights fan at part-time. At least they know how to get it right.
You know what? It's kind of funny. I was thinking about this the other day. If the Islanders had just fired Snow a little bit earlier, they'd have given the reins to George McPhee. Just imagine that. Because McPhee was
so
with the
fun.
Islanders.
I remember.
And then he went to Vegas. If Snow had been fired, they'd have given McPhee the GM job. He never would have went to Vegas. Just think about that for a minute. And look what Vegas did this year.
Oh, my God. Man, see, now that's why I'm kind of happy to like a team like the Blues because of Dougie Armstrong. Oh, my God. He actually just signed an extension earlier this year.